This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor Camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and the truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. And in the midst of this gas shortage that's hit the UK, all right, we had one a few months back. All right, had people panic buying, all right, and hoarding gas. All right. In the wake of that, all right, this video is kind of going to be an outline on the importance, all right, of the trucking industry, all right, in regards of keeping this system up and running. All right, and this is currently in the UK, but best believe anything that happens elsewhere around the world is going to be intensified here in Babylon the Great, because Babylon the Great is that golden cup. All right, the Lord is gonna use America as an example. All right, it's gonna be an everlasting example of what happens to you when you rule in wickedness. All right, when you don't uphold the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father and His Son. All right, Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what happens when you mess with the Lord's people? All right, because the Lord refers to us as the apple of His eye. Because all these things, man, all right, the Lord is going to render great judgments unto America, Babylon the Great, very soon. All right, and we're in the beginning of stages of it, but as for right now, all right, Babylon's mother, all right, so to speak, all right, the UK, Great Britain, all right, they're going through a trucker shortage, all right, which is ironic, not really, but it's going to be going on here as well. All right, with the whole mandates, you're going to have a lot of truckers off the road because they won't take the venom. Okay, but you got some stuff going on in the UK, man. So this is from AP News. UK gas stations run dry as trucker shortage sparks hoarding. Thousands of British gas stations run dry Sunday, an industry group said, as motorists scramble to fill up amid a supply disruption due to a shortage of truck drivers. The Petrol Retailers Association, which represents almost 5,500 independent outlets, said about 2/3, all right, the spiritual number, about 2/3 of its members were reporting that they had sold out their fuel, with the rest partly dry and running out soon. All right, and when they make announcements on it, all right, when they put it in the media, it makes people, also when people see it, they drive by and they see the long lines, it makes people go and get gas, and you have certain individuals that want to hoard it. All right, they'll come and fill up big ass gas canisters, all right, to reserve, and these stupid ass Americans over here, when we had our so-called fuel shortage, there was never a fuel shortage. All right, it was just panic buying, and the trucks couldn't restock. All right, at the same rate that people were taking the gas from the gas stations. All right, so because of that, within a couple of days, you had a lot of gas stations for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, not having gas. All right, and the gas prices that went up. All right, but the main driver of that is when they put it out on Esau's Witchcraft Media. All right, it puts people in that defense mode to go out and buy whatever they say. All right, it's short, right? That's like it. But let's keep going. It says, Association Chairman Brian Matterson said the shortages were the result of panic buying, pure and simple. All right, but they're the ones that basically initiate that panic buying. All right, because one thing about the people, for the most part, the people are blinded, all right, by their everyday life and by their everyday distractions. Right? A lot of people, especially here in America, Babylon the Great, don't even understand that we're in a major food crisis. There's a lot of ships, all right, on the coast, on either the east or the west coast, that are just sitting, cargo ships, just sitting at the docks, man, not being unloaded. All right, those container prices are going to be sky high. All right, so the price of goods are going to go up, but at the same time, we're in short supply, and people aren't even really paying attention to it until what? Until they put it on the media and say, okay, we're running low on all of this, and then people are going to go out and react. All right, but up until now, people are just blinded. They're not thinking about it. They're not watching. Right? It says there's plenty of fuel in this country, but it is in the wrong place for the motorists. He said. He told the BBC. Right. So there's not a fuel shortage. All right. It's just a supply chain disruption. All right. Because once again, this shows the importance of those trucks, and when those trucks stop, all right, hey, the system stops, and I can see them doing this over here. All right. This was being set up in the chamber, so to speak. All right. So he said there's plenty of gas, of fuel. So there's not, more than likely there's not a real shortage. All right. But the fact that they put that fear on the people, all right, targeting their emotions, they go out and react. Once again, it says there's plenty of fuel in this country, but it is in the wrong place for the motorists. He told the BBC it is still in the terminals and the refineries. Long lines of vehicles formed as many gas stations over the weekend, and tempers frayed as some drivers waited for hours. Police were called to one London gas station Sunday after a scuffle broke out. Police said a man was arrested on suspicion of assault, and actually have a video on that. So that's pretty much the article, short to the point, all right, about these fuel shortages. All right. And actually, let me grab that TikTok, because this isn't even about food yet. All right. You don't necessarily need gas in your car. You might need it to get to work and whatnot, but there are other options. All right. Let's click on this video real quick. This is on TikTok. Check this out.
They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. They're only as good as the world.
You see that? All right, I might play it again through the spirit. Actually, I'm gonna loop it and turn the volume down. But you see that? All right, you got people waiting in line for hours. All right, though they're getting frustrated. And once again, this isn't even about the food yet. All right, that's going to be what comes next. If there's a shortage of truckers, all right, and it's hitting the gas, basically making gas shortages first. All right, just wait till it hits the food, man. All right, just wait till you walk into those grocery stores in your local markets and there's no food, but there's a lot of people that need food. All right, you're going to see more examples of this, and soon, all right, it's going to be all out chaos. Soon they just won't be fighting with their hands and feet. They're going to use weapons. All right, and then, over here in America, man, they're going to use guns. Look at them. You got two groups of individuals scuffling at the fucking gas station, man. All right, best believe that's going to come here. What did the scripture say? Let's pull it up. Matthew 24, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right. And iniquity has been abounding throughout the entire earth, man. It's been waxing worse and worse. And because of that, all right, people aren't gonna basically people start running out of things, all right, running out of supplies, because the average person can't take care of themselves. All right, they don't grow their own food. You might have certain outliers, but the mass majority of the population isn't equipped, all right, to deal with this. All right, and the times that we're coming into, all right, is going to intensify, All right, people's emotions when it comes to not having things, man. All right, because the way Esau's kingdom is set up on instant gratification. Okay, hey, you hungry? Well, drive to your local McDonald's. All right, you want to cook some food? Drive to your local market and you have fresh produce and all this stuff. All right, you need gas? Go to your local gas station. All right, they already refined it. They already, put it at your convenience. See, everything about this place is convenient. Oh, you want to cook something? You don't have to start a fire. You can go turn on your stove, right? Oh, you need to use the bathroom. Oh, go use your toilet. You flush it. You got plumbing. You don't think twice about it. But see, what's going to happen when the Lord allows all these things to be taken away and stripped from you people? All right, just like you heard in the little background of the video. All right, it was Joker, I think from the Dark Knight. He said, these people, all right, hey, they'll eat each other. And that's what's coming. And cannibalism. All right, they're not so civilized. The only reason they're civil now is because no adversity has really come to them. But once that adversity comes, are you going to see these people go full on maniac mode? All right, they think we are bugged out. We're going to see who's really bugged out in that day. All right, because through the Spirit, like it says in Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right. And because of that, Lord willing, we are the ones that are stable. The Lord said that famine and destruction thou shalt laugh. So when there's no food and people are fighting over fucking ketchup and mustard packets, all right, we're going to be good. The Lord said, thou shalt be merry and have abundance. When others are weeping and being sorrowful, when you're in a shitty ass mood, all right, you ain't ate in 3-4 days, and it's going to intensify here in America because the average person, they don't want to go 4 or 5 hours out of a fucking meal, let alone 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 weeks. So because of that, you're going to see a lot more of this scuffling, man. Let me play it again. Check that out.
To be. I'll show you. When the chips are down,
When the chips are down,
these civilized people,
right,
they'll eat each other.
you about to find out soon that these people are not so civil, man. When their backs are against the wall. And the scriptures back that up. You read 2 Edges 15, 2 Edges 16. There's going to be insurrection among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. All right, they're going to stand up with those swords in their hands, guns, weapons. All right, to kill. All right, because what? The lack of bread, famines, and for great tribulation. But who's bringing these famines? Who's bringing these plagues? All right, the Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is bringing these upon these people because it's time for judgment to go out on you wicked ass people, man. You lived in iniquity, and you thought that you thought you was just always gonna be good. Especially these damn Americans, man. They live in this little bubble that they think that they could never be touched. And hey, America's gonna be touched the most, man. But this is a direct effect.
See, I'm not
All right, this is we dealt with cause and effect in school. This is a direct effect or result of having a trucker shortage, and then you sprinkle a little bit of media deception. All right, put a little bit of media panic in there, and they depleted the resources very quickly. And this is probably this says 19 hours ago is when this was uploaded. All right, and the difference between us and what's going on over there is they said for us it was a cyber attack, and they just shut the system down. But over there they're saying it's because there's a lack of drivers. All right, and they're talking about calling in the military to produce that, or to basically carry the supplies. All right, but what's going to happen when they're getting you used to having military soldiers around and regulating certain things? Hey, it'll be nothing for them to want to enforce the fact that you need to be finessed in order to receive those goods. Go to the market or get gas, all those different things. And that's going to piss people off even more. All right, but when these trucks stop, man, all right, hey, it's gonna be a big domino effect. And I actually have an article on this. All right, just to show how important this trucking industry is to the infrastructure of what they call modern society, and how fast and how quickly it's gonna break down. And we're literally This is literally being played out in front of our eyes. And you're going to see, you know, things that, hey, just watch how fast it goes. This is from, check this out, Modern Survival blog. And this is from 2014. All right, this was years ago. It says when the trucks stop, it's over. All right, and you write about that. It says systemic risk. I guarantee that most ordinary folks have no idea that truck stops rolling all over America with a short period of time. Nearly all Americans would be in a life-threatening situation from major delivery shortages. 70% of all freight that is moved in the U.S. is done so by truck. 70%, that's more than half. All right, it's almost 3/4, 3/4. It says you or we depend on that stuff for our survival. Like I mentioned, it says a major disruption in the truck travel world immediately impacts 7 major industries and will bring America to its knees within days due to part to just-in-time manufacturing, zero inventory, and the fact that our modern way of life is entirely dependent upon impeded distribution chains. You see that? That's why it's going to be so intense, because the average American, or the average modern day citizen, all right, they're dependent on these trucks moving to the point where you don't even think about it. Like the brother Bakar Moss was going into earlier. People might see that there's shortages in the stores, but they have faith that, okay, if it's not in here today, all right, there's probably a truck coming. If not today, then tomorrow or sometime throughout the week. And when they go back into the store, all right, it's going to be restocked. But soon, all right, it's not going to be restocked, man. All right, it's going to come upon you people unaware. It says the other day we had to take the long drive into the city, and while on the freeway, Mrs. MSB commented how there are so many trucks. I mean, a lot of trucks, 18-wheelers on the road. She was right. And there were with us the entire way, an endless parade, the lifeblood of the system that keeps most of us alive, right? Because the trucking system is like the blood system of America. Just how our body, all right, which is, let me go, because this was a spirit that I had found this article, because, all right, like the scriptures say in Amos, surely the Lord will do nothing but he reveals his secrets to the servants of prophets. The Lord put the spirit on me to mention this at camp, even before they were even really going into them talking about those truckers, basically walking off the job. And I'm speaking about here in America. All right, the spirit was on me, and I was like, man, that shows the Lord is right on time. All right, I don't take any credit for that. It's all the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but just that metaphor, man. America's is that the trucking system is literally, all right, the blood system of America. And it's going to go on to continue. It says the lifeblood of the system that keeps most of us alive. I pointed out that we were looking at the metaphorically looking at it as, or Slakia, that we were looking at is metaphorically the same as the blood vessels in our bodies, carrying the nourishment, goods, and supplies which enable the existence for most of us. The observation along our trip only reinforces the realization of our dependence in others and systems which are mostly on or entirely out of control. The truck out of our control. So like the truckers keep us alive, literally. Knowing that this is the case, it might motivate you to prepare for system disruptions, whatever the root cause, so that you are not left out in the cold if it ever happens. All right. But the point is, you need that trucking industry, man. And a lot of these truckers here in America, they're not going for that mandate, man. All right. They're talking about walking, stepping down, or just being fired. And when you have even just, hey, it doesn't even have to be all the trucks. It can be a great portion, and once again, the Esau can sprinkle in that media fear. And the same thing that's happening in the UK right now will be over here within a matter of days. Very, very quickly. It says severely impacted from trucker shortage. All right. And it's going to go all the way down. It says the food industry, severe shortages within 72 hours, especially of perishable goods. And that's because most grocery store markets only carry about 3 days worth of food. But once again, if they get on the news and they say, hey, there's a truck shortage and, the food is being depleted out of stores, you're going to see all out chaos in these grocery stores, man. You're going to see people running and stumping over each other. All right. And they might get to scrapping up in there. All right. But that 72 hours of worth of food, all right, it's going to be gone in that first day. It says panic will make shortages worse, like I just mentioned. It says clean water will run dry. Every 7 to 14 days, all water treatment plants receive chemicals by truck to make drinking water safe. All right, so the water that they have in these the city, the city water, so to speak, all right, it's gonna go bad. Within, it says, pretty much, quickly. It says healthcare. Many hospitals operate on a just-in-time delivery for medication and supplies. Hospitals and nursing home food will run out in 24 hours. So, people that need diabetes medicine, heart blood pressure medicine, different shit to cope with they demons and whatnot. You feel me? All right, that'll be gone in major medical supplies. All right, so if you have these people fighting and put each other to death or get severely injuring each other in these grocery stores or at these gas stations, all right, because of the trucker shortage, these hospitals aren't gonna have the proper tools and materials to take care of you and to bring you back to health. All right, you see the domino effect that's happening? Transportation, gas station fuel will run out within 24 to 48 hours. And that's what you're currently seeing over in the UK. All right, 24 to 48 hours, man. It says an average gas station requires deliveries every 2.4 days. And there might be trucks still out there getting ready to deliver gas, but guess what? It's going to be a short supply, but the demand is high. So what does that mean? The price of gas is going to skyrocket. The subsequent fuel shortage will ripple to all automobiles and vehicles, which will no longer be able to transport people to work, police, fire, rescue, mail package deliveries, garbage pickup, public transit. You see that? And this is going to bring about disease, man. All right. Hey, that's another thing that gets overlooked. All right. The waste management. All right. You got the garbage trucks. They come in and they take your garbage and whatnot. Well, imagine weeks upon weeks of that garbage piling up, man. All right, bacteria is gonna, basically flood the area. All right, and diseases. All right, because you go back to what happened during the bubonic plague. All right, and a lot of that was because of sanitation, man. Right. But it says airlines and air cargo will be grounded due to lack of supplies. Hey, you ain't gonna be able to travel around as much, and if you do, all right, it's gonna cost you more. Rail lines will halt due to non-delivery of first and last mile, which is trucks. All right, because the trucks load the things onto the trains and they take them off to carry them to wherever they need to go. Waste removal. Within days, America will be buried in garbage, presenting an enormous health hazard. You see the domino effect that's happening here? Just as they claim that there's a trucker shortage, if you don't see these trucks on the road. All right. The retail sector. Most retailers rely on just-in-time delivery of their products to keep inventories low. Consumer behavior during emergencies tripled the inventory turnover, speeding up the already bad situation. Manufacturing, nearly 100% of manufacturing have switched over to just